question about the recycling system and how you feel about it. It seems like a lot of them are maybe a little more problematic than what they try and solve to begin with.
Well, I'm not opposed to recycling, even though it is an apology after a punch in the face. And a properly executed recycling program can do a little bit of good. But in the larger scheme of things, since we abandoned the notion of reducing our consumption, as well as reusing anything that might come along, recycling is really tiny in the grand scheme of things. Does that mean we shouldn't recycle? No, not at all. You know, that's the right thing to do. And we should live the way we do because it's the right way to live, not because culture drives us in a certain direction. If we're going the way culture drives us, we're going right over the cliff. But the problem is not that we're fish out of water. The problem is that we're fish in a river. We don't even know there's water, much less a land base or an ocean. Culture is a profoundly strong driver. But remember, only dead fish float with the stream. So, can we do things? Yes. We should do them all. We should do everything we can. Recycling included.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little less doomsday than you.
Gee, I hardly ever hear that.
Yeah. But I wanted to know why you think that technology is not going to help us out of this problem of climate change, and will there be replacements for peak oil that may not give us what we have with oil, but might be useful, such as, I saw windmills in the transitional community, solar, and maybe other technologies that we don't quite have yet. What other possibilities do you think are out there, or why do you think they're not going to come through?
Well, at the level of society or the world, all technology is self-defeating. So it allows us to go further into human population overshoot, to further pummel other species into the abyss of extinction. So all technology does is help us as individuals. So at the level of individuals or communities, I would encourage us to take advantage of technology, recognizing that there are limits to technology. So let me give an example. If we were to solarize the United States, just to solarize the electric grid, for example, that would require about 6 months worth of oil, so we'd have to give up driving and flying and all those other things we enjoy doing for a long time to solarize the United States. Never mind the rest of the world, because we've never minded the rest of the world for a long time. That gives us electricity. But we still don't have the liquid fuels we need to maintain the electrical grid. In addition, solar systems require some sort of means of storing the juice, as in batteries. Will we come up with better technology than we have now? Maybe, but I kind of hope not, because that drives us further down the road of human population overshoot, further down the road of driving species to extinction, further down the road of overheating an overheated planet. Are there technological solutions to climate change? Several have been proposed, none have been implemented that come anywhere close to the necessary scale. Only economic collapse will prevent runaway greenhouse, unless we come up with some real whiz-bang technology within the next few months. And I just don't see that on the horizon. Remember, the industrial economy and its health or lack of health is dictated primarily by the price of oil, not by how much oil is available. All those technologies that would get us energy are derivatives of oil, not alternatives to oil. It takes a lot of oil to make a solar panel. It takes a lot of oil to make a windmill. Maintaining that windmill, that takes more oil. Oil is huge, and we're using it as fast as we possibly can to drive economic growth, meaning to transfer money from you to the banksters.
Can I just follow up real quick? Are you suggesting technology is not good only in the area of energy? Or, I mean, of course, technology is wonderful. It keeps people alive longer than they used to. We have much better lives than people did 150, 200 years ago in terms of the qualities that are available, I think. They might all collapse, but what I'm suggesting is technology has brought some wonderful things to us. Why not in energy? Or do you disagree with is all technology bad?
I don't think technology is bad at the level of individuals. That's why we keep pursuing it. Because for our individual lives, it makes us more comfortable and makes us live longer and more satisfactory lives. But I do argue that it's self-defeating. As people live longer, what does that do? It increases human population overshoot. As we save more babies that would otherwise die, that increases human population overshoot. As we generate more means of extracting materials and using them, that drives us further into human population overshoot. So, I'm not saying technology is bad. That depends on your perspective. Technology that we developed 100 years ago and 50 years ago and 5 years ago is making the situation worse in the future than it otherwise would have been. We lived for 2 billion years on this planet. 2 billion years, the first 2 billion years of the human experience were spent with what we would consider a complete lack of technology. And people lived happy lives. They didn't live as long as we do now, which is why they were able to maintain that set of living arrangements for 2 million years, as opposed to the last few thousand years when we've had civilization in its broadest form, and the last 150 years when we've had technology-driven civilization known as industrial civilization. Technology is great for us. I get a laptop. It's bad for our future. What are the costs of that laptop? Well, what are the costs of the cell phone? We mine coltan from the Congo, knowing full well that it kills women and children. The only use of coltan is batteries for cell phones. The only place we get it at any scale is from the Congo. And we don't care how we get it.